What you want to do? Why y'all keep staring at me? I'm sitting here, right in the drive, right there, telling them nigga what they want to do.
NLE Choppa just got caught slipping in Houston, Texas. And listen, NBA Ben 10 was right there, one of NBA YoungBoy's closest people, and things nearly turned into a full-blown scene in broad daylight. What started as a heated face-to-face could have gone way left, but luckily nobody was seriously hurt this time. Behind all the spiritual captions and wellness energy, Choppa had apparently been talking a little too loose about the wrong person, and that energy spun back fast. Word is, he ended up cornered in a parking lot with no easy exit, and the tension shot up instantly. The real story of how this situation jumped off the internet and into the streets is way crazier than most people realize, and we're about to break it all down. What's good, gang? We're diving straight into some serious drama shaking up the hip-hop scene right now.
I stamp on everything I love, bro. What type of gangster pull up on a man, say they gonna do something to a man, and pull out their phone? On everything I love, bro. Baby ARP in hand, man. I just asked these folks, what you wanna do? Why y'all keep staring at me? I'm sitting here, right in the drive, right there, telling them nigga what they wanna do. Man, them niggas shaking, man. 3, you shaking. Ben, shaking. Y'all niggas ain't do shit, man. Listen, then right after that, I hop in the car, I'm like, man, what y'all want to do? Y'all don't want to do nothing. Nigga pull off in the whip. Now niggas want to pull their phone out, man. I had 2 niggas on the front line that would have laid y'all down. Come on, man. If you gonna post something, post that.
This situation between Choppa and the NBA's camp has everybody talking, and it's exactly the kind of tension that can spiral fast if nobody cools things down. History already tells us that going up against NBA YoungBoy or his circle rarely ends peacefully, and this chapter feels no different. Social media has been on fire with clips of NLE Choppa being approached by NBA Ben 10 and OG 33 in Houston. But hold up, we're separating facts from internet noise because both sides are painting completely different stories. December 2024 is definitely going down as the month everything shifted for NLE Choppa. And trust me, the truth behind all this is messier than what's floating online. This Memphis rapper was supposed to be deep in his spiritual era, talking about herbs, meditation, and healthy living, when out of nowhere, he dropped not 1 but 2 tracks aimed directly at NBA YoungBoy. And now look, he's in Houston getting confronted by YB's people, and the whole situation could have gone way worse if cooler heads hadn't stepped in. But don't get it twisted, this didn't just come out of nowhere. This tension has been quietly simmering since 2019. It's been building for years until it finally spilled into a real-world moment that grabbed everyone's attention. Now here's where it gets wild. NLE Choppa used to be one of NBA YoungBoy's biggest fans. Yeah, you heard that right. And that's what makes this whole situation even crazier. Back in 2018, going into early 2019, Choppa was a young Memphis rapper blowing up off Shotta Flow, and he wasn't shy at all about showing love. In interviews, he straight up said YoungBoy was his favorite rapper. He even remixed YoungBoy's Through the Storm, turned it into Through the Rain, and jumped on drawing symbols. There was real support there, no question. But here's what people don't always understand about the rap game in the streets. Loyalty gets complicated real fast. YoungBoy never really locked in with Choppa like that, and at first it wasn't even personal. Coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, YoungBoy has always had sharp instincts. He's known for sensing when someone isn't being fully authentic. Word around is he felt Choppa was putting on a tougher image for the cameras, trying to look harder than he really was. He wasn't really coming up in the streets like that, let's be real. He got caught with a weapon at school, ended up in juvenile detention for a bit, then came home and leaned into rap. But YoungBoy grew up around real struggle. He can spot the difference instantly between someone who really lived it and someone just rapping for attention. And here's the twist. March 2019 is when everything started to spiral out of control. Choppa was on Instagram Live just cooling out when a couple of his people in the background started throwing shots at NBA YoungBoy, calling him fake and saying some reckless stuff they had no business saying. One of them even went way over the line and used a disrespectful name. Choppa tried to shut it down, telling them to chill because over 2,000 people were watching live. But once it's out there, it's out there. YoungBoy heard about it almost immediately and went live on his own page that same day. He fired back, saying he wasn't worried about anyone trying to act tough and made it clear he wasn't the one to play with. In that moment, everybody watching knew things were officially heated between the two camps. But this story runs way deeper than a simple Instagram exchange. Not long after that, NLE Choppa made a move NBA YoungBoy couldn't just brush off. He linked up with Fredo Bang and dropped a track called Gangster Talk in March 2019. And if you know anything about the Louisiana rap scene, you already know Fredo Bang and NBA YoungBoy led serious tension for years. Between the BA and TBG, the Bottom Boy Gorillas, things have always been intense. So when Choppa jumped on a track with Fredo Bang, it looked like he was choosing a side in something that had nothing to do with him. And on that song, Choppa slid in a slick line fans believe was aimed at YoungBoy, while Fredo took shots at YoungBoy's late manager, Big Dump, who sadly passed in 2018. That's when everything shifted. YoungBoy stopped seeing Choppa as a supporter. He now saw him as part of the opposition. YoungBoy clapped back hard on Bad Bad in February 2020, calling Choppa a wannabe and a clown. Then, on No Like I Know in January 2022, he turned the pressure up even more. He dropped some brutally harsh bars about Choppa, even referencing his mom and painting a dark picture of his future. The energy on that record was cold. YoungBoy was basically warning Choppa that linking up with Fredo was the wrong move. The most chilling part came when YoungBoy said, "I'm surprised your parents ain't talked you out of this beef." That line hit different. When family starts getting mentioned and warnings start coming through the music, that's when you know it's serious. Fast forward to 2024, and somehow the fire sparked back up again. After years of trying to stay neutral, Choppa decided to drop new tracks aimed at YoungBoy once more. But this time, a lot of fans feel it had more to do with numbers than real hatred. Because lately, Choppa's momentum hasn't been the same. The views dipped, the streams slowed, and the hype wasn't hitting like before. So what did he do next? He went back to what always grabs attention: controversy. He dropped a new track, Me Out 3, throwing shots at YoungBoy, then followed it up with bold social media posts saying he wasn't scared and was ready for whatever came with it. But here's where Choppa may have miscalculated. NBA YoungBoy isn't surrounded by just rappers. He's backed by people who are really about action. These are individuals who've been in real situations and don't shy away from confrontation. Ben 10 and OG 33, two names constantly connected to YoungBoy, carry serious reputations. In their circle, they're known as the ones who go all in for their people, no hesitation. Now, for anyone unfamiliar with the term crash dummy, that's street slang for someone willing to take extreme risks for their crew. Even if it means putting their own freedom on the line, they move without fear, and that makes them unpredictable. Going back and forth with people like that can turn dangerous fast, because they feel like they've got nothing to lose and everything to prove. Fast forward to December 2024,
NLE Choppa was in Houston, Texas, supposedly just laying low and spending time with family. Nothing wild, no drama. But then everything flipped fast. Word started spreading online that someone had allegedly leaked his location to NBA YoungBoy's camp, specifically OG 33. Nobody knows who dropped the pin or why, but once that rumor hit the internet, it exploded. Ben 10 posted, "I just came out of the house for nothing." And in the background of that clip, you can clearly hear NLE Choppa saying, "Don't forget where y'all at." That's when people realized something had just gone down. Not long after, videos started circulating everywhere. The internet went crazy. Choppa immediately jumped on Instagram to explain his side before the narrative got out of control. He said, "I stamp on everything I love, bro. What kind of person pulls up talking tough but then pulls out a phone instead of handling business? I asked them straight up what they wanted to do." According to Choppa, he was standing calmly in the middle of that parking lot, ready to defend himself if things went left. He claimed Ben 10 and OG 33 never actually wanted smoke. They were just recording, not trying to make a move. He even swore on his family, saying, "On my life, on everything I love, I asked them what they wanted to do." That's a serious thing to say, and fans were split. Some believed him. Others felt he was protecting his image. Everybody wanted to know what really happened in that Houston parking lot. But then OG 33 came out with a completely different version. He hopped on Instagram Live laughing, saying, "You seen them undercover cowboy hats them dudes had on?" He clowned Choppa, saying he pulled up looking like an old Western movie, sitting in the middle of the parking lot. OG33 fired back online saying, "You on all these cameras acting tough in front of the police, then wait till we pull off to flash that little toy." Basically, he accused Choppa of not doing anything until after they left. According to 33, Choppa got nervous, saw the cowboy hats, thought they were undercover cops, and backed off. But Choppa wasn't letting that narrative stick. He jumped back online and said, "The dude with the cowboy hat? He was with me. That was my guy. Y'all thought he was a threat. Nah, he was on my side." At that point, the internet really went into debate mode. Who was lying? Who was saving face? Now here's the bigger picture, because this isn't just internet talk. NLE Choppa may not fully understand the level of tension that comes with crossing NBA YoungBoy's camp. The history is real, and the consequences have been deadly. G Money from TBG was killed in 2017. YoungBoy's manager, Big Dump, died in 2018, allegedly in retaliation. In 2020, King Von lost his life after issues tied to YoungBoy's circle following the Quando Rondo situation. Multiple people connected to TBG are either locked up or gone. This isn't a normal rap beef. This is real street-level conflict with real outcomes. That's why some fans feel Choppa, confident as he is, might be in over his head. Before rap, he was a basketball player from Memphis, not someone raised in non-stop street warfare. Now, both sides are arguing about who was tougher that night. But does that even matter anymore? Choppa's online swearing on his kids, saying he was strapped and ready if things went left. That's not the peaceful, growth-focused Choppa fans have been seeing lately. That's the old energy creeping back in, the version trying to prove something instead of protecting everything he's built. And that's the real issue here, because this situation exposes something deeper going on in the culture.
This isn't just about NLE Choppa anymore. It's about the mentality running through hip-hop right now. And listen to this carefully. Too many times, the culture rewards chaos over peace and drama over discipline. We celebrate destruction louder than we ever celebrate someone actually building something solid. And that alone tells you where things started slipping. Think about it for a second. If Choppa had stayed in that parking lot and something tragic had happened, part of the internet would have said, "At least he stood on business." Meanwhile, others would have called it reckless for not walking away. In a lot of neighborhoods, being labeled soft or scared is treated like the ultimate disrespect. And that kind of pressure pushes people to prove themselves in ways that make zero sense. That's exactly why Choppa felt forced to jump on Instagram and break it all down, explaining he didn't fold, that he stood his ground, that he was ready if things went left. But hold up, what's the actual reward for that? What do you really gain by proving you're tougher than the next person? There's no trophy waiting for you. No peace comes with it. All you get is more eyes on you and more chaos attached to your name. And while all this is happening, Choppa is gambling everything. His life, his freedom, his future. And for what? A little online respect from people who wouldn't even be around if things truly went sideways. That's the wild part about this whole situation. It's the same cycle that keeps the culture stuck. People get trapped trying to live by old street rules that don't benefit anyone anymore. If you ask for help, you're branded a snitch. If you walk away, you're called soft. If you stay quiet, you're a punk. But if you react, you're the one ending up locked up, or worse. There's literally no winning in that setup. And that's what makes this situation so crazy. Because at a national level, Choppa was supposed to be the example of breaking free from that cycle. He was talking about spiritual healing, clean eating, meditation, detoxing with herbs, and living balanced. He was showing younger fans a different lane, one where growth mattered more than drama. But somehow, the same streets he tried to distance himself from pulled him right back in. And now he's caught in something that could cost him everything. At its core, this isn't even just about throwing shots at NBA YoungBoy for clout or streams. It goes way deeper than that. This is about power, pride, ego, and the image rappers feel pressured to protect. YoungBoy doesn't need to prove he's tough. His history already speaks loud enough. But Choppa, he's still trying to convince the world he's not just the Memphis kid who used to hoop before rap took over. And that pressure is dangerous. Because when you're always trying to prove toughness, you start making reckless moves. You put yourself in situations where one bad decision can flip everything permanently. So now the real question is, what happens next? Does Choppa finally realize he's playing with fire? History already shows that going against NBA YoungBoys camp rarely ends peacefully. King Von lost his life after tensions tied to that circle, and multiple people connected to TBG faced similar tragic endings. Now NLE Choppa finds himself standing in the middle of that same storm, getting confronted in parking lots by people who clearly don't fear consequences. It's honestly a blessing that Houston didn't turn into more than shouting, because it could have gone way left. But let's be real, this story isn't finished. Ben 10 and OG 33 made it clear online that they know exactly how Choppa moves, and they're not scared to remind him. Choppa can say all day that he was ready and willing to defend himself, but the truth is, if things had truly escalated that night, we might be discussing a much darker headline right now. That's the reality of this kind of drama. It never ends clean for anyone. The scary part is, Choppa still seems to be treating this like it's just music, still posting confidently like it's a normal rap situation. But this isn't just entertainment.
This is real life, people. Real streets, real feelings, real danger. If Choppa doesn't hit Paul soon, he could end up another cautionary story in the long list of artists who underestimated this kind of heat. So, what's your take on NLE Choppa and his ongoing saga with NBA YoungBoy? Do you think he's really built for that level of pressure, or is he stepping into something way bigger than him? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next videos on screen for more Rap World insights. History already tells us one thing: messing with NBA YoungBoy rarely ends clean. King Von tragically lost his life after tensions with that camp, and multiple people tied to TBG faced similar deadly outcomes. Now NLE Choppa looks like he's stuck right in the middle of that same storm, getting confronted publicly by folks who clearly don't fear consequences. Honestly, it's a relief that Houston didn't escalate further and both sides walked away without anyone getting seriously hurt. But don't get it twisted, this story isn't over yet. Ben 10 and OG 33 already made it clear online that they know exactly how Choppa moves, and they're bold enough to remind him. Choppa can claim all he wants that he was ready to protect himself, but let's be real, situations like this can flip in seconds. If that night had gone another way, we'd be talking about a completely different headline right now, and that's exactly what makes this so scary. The thing is, Choppa's still out here talking big, acting like it's just another rap rivalry, but this isn't entertainment, this is life, and the stakes are real. This type of drama has already cost too many people their freedom, their peace, and even their lives. If Choppa doesn't pull back soon, he could easily fall into the same pattern that's trapped so many before him. So, where do you stand on this? Is Choppa really ready for this type of smoke, or is he already in over his head? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to hit the next videos on screen for more hip-hop news and insider stories. Stay alert, stay smart, because this rap game can flip in a heartbeat.